This is Daryl Kinsey Jr., Public Information Specialist. Welcome to the Charles County Commissioners Meeting Update for the January 28, 2025 meeting. In this update, we'll review 2 proposed land donations, review a pair of discussions on public safety, and provide an update on the Affordable Housing Work Group. Public safety officials joined county commissioners for a joint meeting on public safety in the county. Members of the Charles County State's Attorney's Office, Sheriff's Office, and volunteer fire and EMS services participated in the important conversation. Commissioners were also joined by Maria Navarro, School Superintendent, Marvin Jones, Chief of Schools, and Jason Stoddard, Director of School Safety and Security, to discuss ways to improve safety, security, and discipline in schools. The conversation included a review of the school system's code of conduct and response levels to classroom disruptions. Joel Binkley, Planning Supervisor, Kathy Thompson, Assistant Chief of Planning, and Charles Rice, Planning Director, held a briefing on updates to the Affordable Housing Work Group's activities. The Affordable Housing Work Group was convened to develop a plan to increase the inventory of affordable housing units in Charles County. As a part of the presentation, the work group recommended an aspirational goal of 25% of new residential housing units falling into 3 affordability tiers by 2033. In addition, the Planning Commission would devise and update a 5-year work plan that includes specifics including regulatory changes, developer incentives, and housing programs. A more detailed strategy will be presented to the Planning Commission for approval in March and returned to commissioners for final approval in May. Jennifer Ellen, Acting Deputy County Administrator, and Danielle Mitchell, Assistant Deputy County Attorney, presented a briefing on 2 Nike land donations by Melwood and the Piscataway Indian Nation. Both applications for land donation were received in September 2023. The Melwood donation would include a 10-acre property at 12705 Country Lane in Waldorf. The current tenant, Melwood, has leased the property since 1992. Commissioners unanimously approved a public hearing for the Melwood donation on February 25, 2025 at 6 p.m. The Piscataway donation would be for a 16.5-acre property on 16816 Country Lane, also in Waldorf. The official Piscataway Conoy Tribe of Maryland, Incorporated, has occupied the property since 2023. Commissioners voted 3-1 to schedule a public hearing for Tuesday, March 18, 2025 at 6 p.m. The January 28th meeting also featured department highlights from the Departments of Community Services, Recreation, Parks and Tourism, and Planning and Growth Management. The Department of Community Services secured a grant to purchase a 5-bedroom home for Jude House Incorporated. The home facilitates an expansion of Jude House programs, including Robin's Nest, a safe haven for sober living and reunification for women and their children. The Department of Recreation, Parks and Tourism celebrated the recent synthetic turf field installation at Bennsville Park. The field, which opens for public use next month, includes lights for night practices and games, and is lined to accommodate 5 different sports. The new field was the second synthetic turf field to be constructed at county parks, with White Plains Regional Park receiving the first synthetic turf field upgrade in May of 2023. Finally, the Department of Planning and Growth Management celebrated Charles County's inclusion into Maryland Mesonet. Weather stations for the Mesonet system, which measures soil moisture, rainfall, and other weather-related measurements, will be built in the Soil Conservation District in Waldorf, at the Nanjemoy Community Center, and at the Jude House in Belle Alton. The weather monitoring stations are part of a network of over 70 stations built across the state. Maryland Mesonet is a collaboration between the University of Maryland College Park, the Maryland Department of Emergency Management, and county governments. Sam Drury, Deputy Director of the Department of Recreation, Parks and Tourism, provided an update on the future Mallows Bay Heritage Center feasibility study. The center is slated to include water and land-based recreation and historical, cultural, and ecological exhibits. The Inflation Reduction Act awarded a $5 million grant for planning and pre-construction of the Visitor Center. In addition, the Mallows Bay Potomac River National Marine Sanctuary received upgrades in November in 2024 with electrical power access and Wi-Fi installed. The installation of Wi-Fi further expands broadband access on the eastern side of the county. To view the January 28th meeting in its entirety, visit the Charles County Government website and search Charles County Government Television on demand. County Commissioners will meet again on February 4th and February 5th, 2025. To see the meeting, visit the Charles County Government website and search Charles County Government Television Livestream. This is Darrell Kinsey Jr., Public Information Specialist, and thank you for listening to the Charles County Commissioners Meeting Update.